It's beep time!
Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone's mother into this.
Your mama in the fucking stands!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura, and
Christina Pashitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.
Oh boy, we're here. We're live. We're doing it. How are you, folks? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Jeans. Oh boy, the chat has already got a few of our favorites in there. Oh boy, let's just take a look at who's in the chat right now. Oh, Kim's here. Big time stuff. Meow's a girl from Al Burp. Oh boy. Owen made it in this time. Welcome. Yes, folks, if you're watching this on replay, do try to join us live. It's so much fun to have you here in the chat with us and live and ready to go. Today, we're going to be taking some bets. We're going to be getting into some things. The chat's going to be very, very important today. Again, if you're not a member, sign on up to the Your Mom's House YouTube channel. Become a member. Not only do you get a Behind the Jeans here, you get ad-free content and all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you're signing up if you haven't signed up, and welcome if you already have. Oh boy, welcome to the program. Everybody, we got Michael here. We got Forrest Nutter. Shout out to Forrest Nutter. First time catching it live. Well, welcome there, Chiefin Plays. I'm happy to have you here. Look at these, some emojis, but I don't want the emojis show up on the chat when I display the chat. That's one thing I've got to figure out, because there's a way that happens. I've seen it happen. Maybe it's just the custom ones that don't show up, but we can see them in the YouTube chat. So thank you very much. Spacehead here has some as well. Kim, good to have you. Jessica, good to have you. I saw my boy Little Bowner earlier in the chat. Maybe the chat MVP thus far for Behind the Jeans. Now, remember, if you're just watching this on replay, you can still get in touch with the show. Just email us, behindthejeansshow@gmail.com. Our selection from the vault today came to us by way of the email, behindthejeansshow@gmail.com. And the Roach wants to let you know he's going to be out and about live this Friday night, May the 3rd. Going to be in Seattle doing 2 shows. Come on out to the Hereafter and see your boy. I'd love to have you in Seattle. Go to thejoshpotter.com and get tickets. Again, Seattle this Friday. Then after that, May 17th and 18th, going to be at Chicago at the Comedy Bar. Thejoshpotter.com is where you can get all those tickets. Check it out, thejoshpotter.com. Come out, see us live, or me live at the very least. And, there's other dates up there, too. We got cities going all the way through May, Washington, D.C., Allentown, Pennsylvania with the great Tim Butterly. I'm going to be there. He's going to be opening for me, and we're going to have a real party. June, I got Houston. We've got dates all through the summer and the fall. So go to thejoshpotter.com and check it out, if you will. Oh boy. Welcome once again, folks. The chat popping off. Glad to see it. Yo, Roach, what up there, True Bowl? We've got Don't Trip here. The Roach can get my jeans high and tight. Well, thank you, sir. Hate I missed you in Huntsville. Hope they showed out. They did, Forrest Nutter. Huntsville was a lot of fun, as a matter of fact. I didn't sell that many tickets. I will admit, the Roach is nothing but truthful. I didn't sell that many tickets, but guess what? People came that were just strangers to the Roach, and I think we've got some new ones scurrying around and about the Huntsville area. Had a great time. Shout out to Meatball, chatter in here, who has taken me down to the old, the U.S. Space Museum. Had a great time down there. Little Bowner, I'll be at the 5K next week. Christina's show on Wednesday and Tim's show on Thursday. Well, good golly. Yes, Tim and I just call that. It's Tom. Tom and Christina will be at the Netflix is a Joke Festival. Tom will be at the old Kia Forum. which is pretty bananas. And Christina's going to be doing a show, I believe, at the Masonic Lodge, if I'm not mistaken. ChristinaPOnline.com is where you can go check out her show, and Chase O'Donnell will be there with her, so that's going to be a very fun one. I'm looking forward to it. Little Bowner is having a week indeed. Touch my stream through the fence, says Al Burp. We are so happy to have you here. The mommies are hardly in LA these days. I have to enjoy it while I can. Yeah, summer is coming. And it's a little secret. You'll see him out and about in LA, I think, a little bit more come the summertime. This emoji looks like RPC. Well, there you go. That emoji works. So good. We're testing all the things. We're kicking all the tires, getting things ready. Spacehead 74. This emoji looks like RPC. It sure does indeed. Well, folks, today, as we are getting ready for the big 5K, Little Bounder's going to be there. Make sure you go shout out him if you're going to be at the 5K. Get signed up still if you haven't. It was in the old LA Times today. It came out. And big article about the 5K, quoting some of the participants, some of the high-profile participants in the 5K. And I thought, with all the hullabaloo about who's going to be there, I thought we could discuss some odds. Now, I know it's a friendly competition, and people maybe are trying to inspire others to get out there, be active, maybe be less of a fat. I'm only getting fatter, folks. I won't lie to you. The roach joined the gym. I'm seeing your comments. I see what's happening to me. I've only been, since the start of this show, getting fatter and poorer, but I plan on getting a little less fat at the very least. And if you want to send a super chat, maybe I'll get less poor too, because I found out recently, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, those all go to the roach. So please to be super chatting if you want as well. Thank you, Spacehead. I appreciate that. I am indeed there, Zach. What does that say? Zach attack that? I guess I am gay. Gay for 5K. The Roach and Chase live. No, I'm saying. Well, Jorge, at least you'll get Chase, at the very least, at the Netflix is a Joke Festival. Would love to do more shows with Chase as well. Yes, the rainbows. I'll be gay for some 5K action. Before we get into the odds, the two bears themselves, as they came onto the program this past week, they mentioned that they are doing some changes to the program. I don't know if you saw, maybe you've been some of the people vocal about wanting changes. Did this come as a welcome surprise? I mean, no more pre-roll previews. They got rid of that. They heard you there. No more ads in the beginning. I think they're cutting down on ads. They're basically just taking a pay cut, more or less, so that you're happier with the amount of ads. So that's very cool. I hope you enjoy the fact that they are going above and beyond. But do let me know what you think in the old chat while we get into this, because I have some predictions of my own for the 5K, but I thought we'd listen to the two bears give theirs first.
We are just over a week away from our 5K. And for those of you that put it up, that have not yet signed up, you still can go to twobears5k.com. But here's kind of one of the cool things. We have a whole bunch of people coming to do this in person in Pasadena, part of the greater Los Angeles area. You can register to run. You can come for just the party, by the way, or you can virtually participate. If you virtually participate, you're sent a shirt and these badass
These fucking medals are awesome.
I'll be coming just for the party, so don't feel shame if you're thinking, I want to go to just the party, but I don't want to be shamed for not being a part of the 5K. Guess what? The Roach is not going to be running. The Roach will be at the party.
Leanne scouted the location, and she was fucking through the roof. I'm going to FaceTime her.
It's very, very cool.
She said, I think the track, you go out and back, so you'll be able to see everyone running with you.
That's so
at
cool.
one point. And then... and
there's a party. Everyone wondering, there's a party.
Real quick, you're on Two Bears. Can you describe the Two Bears location for the 5K at the Rose Bowl? Can you sell it to Tom, who hasn't seen it?
Oh, it's so cool.
Hi, Leanne.
You register in the parking lot. You have to run over like a little bridge, and then you run up the street on one side of the Rose Bowl, and then kind of hook back down the same street to the finish line. It's tree-lined streets, really beautiful run. And then the after party is inside the Rose Bowl on the field. The stage is on the 50-yard line. We're going to have a recovery center. We're going to have cornhole.
Tell about
Is the recovery center open for just the partiers? That's the question that should be asked. But no, I appreciate the fact that there is a recovery center, so that if I make my way from the entrance to the party, I might need a little recovery myself.
the polar
Drink
plunge.
served, polar plunge. That's in the recovery center. We'll have a polar plunge. We have 4 Normatec stations for the boots for recovery. We have a DJ. Dave Williamson's hosting. There's tons of food and beverage outside the Rose Bowl. We have some great photo ops underneath the big Rose Bowl sign that has 2 bears under the sign. It's going to be amazing. I walked through yesterday. It's going to be so great and so much fun. There's 1,400 people running.
And
That's
and
incredible.
it's,
What you guys did was incredible.
and there's more people signing up actually. So we might.
More people all the time. I wanted to just acknowledge this. Stanktron, he likes to just help out the numbers on the show. He's at the San Diego Padres versus Reds game right now. Fuck the Reds, he says. I don't appreciate that. As a gambler, I gambled on the Reds, made a future pick. No big deal. I know you don't care about it, but we're going to talk gambling odds in a second. The Roach made odds for the participants in the 5K. So start getting your gambling hat on and think about this as we hear the 2 Bears finish their prediction. But yes, thank you, Stank. I want to give a shout out to Stanktron. He can't hear me, but I hope he sees his chat up here and knows that we love him and are happy that he's giving us the number anyways. Now, the rest of y'all here, some of you wish you could go to the 5K, and I saw some people up here. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Oh, Ryan. Wish I could be there for the 5K, but my allergies during the spring are terrible. Should I take like 9 or 10 Benadryl? Yeah, take all the Benadryl. Come on out to the 5K and party at the very least. And mentioning that Brian says, we're already ad-free, Josh. Yeah, you guys don't care. I'm just letting the pores on the replay know all about it. Why do we care about the pores, says Forrest Nutter? I don't know. Hey, don't trip. Thanks for the super chat here for new glasses so Annie doesn't yell at you for unplugging the laptop. I know. I need new glasses. Remember when Tom had that whole bag of glasses? You know, throw me some. Thank you for the $4.99 there. Don't trip. Love you very much. Love you indeed. Virtual 5K? Sick. Drop the link. Oh, boy. The link will be dropped. Don't you worry. Albert says, what a gay reason to miss out because of your allergies. I think it was more he wanted to make a Benadryl joke there, Albert. Let's see. Bert in a recovery center. I don't think they can rehabilitate fat retard. Well, that's not very nice there, Albert. We know Bert takes his recovery very seriously. And you know, if Bert's supplying the recovery tent, that the recovery will be pretty substantial, I would imagine.
Be at a crazier number.
And tell them there's no time limit. So if you're someone who just wants to get outdoors and get out in the sun and see your favorite comics or celebrities and just enjoy the Rose Bowl, you can also. It's like, tell them about that, Leanne.
There's a spectator only ticket you can purchase at the same link at 2bears5k.com, and you can just come and spectate if you want. If you don't want to run, you can also walk. There's no time limit. It's only, 5K is only
Hell
3
yeah.
miles, a little over 3 miles. So, and it's flat. It's pretty flat. So
Cool.
I think some of our contestants
we're
are going to
excited.
take
It's
them up
gonna be-
on that.
we're hot.
What celebrities do you have booked, Leanne? Do you know any of the hot names?
Well, Jelly Roll is coming. Whitney Cummings is coming. Gosh, I'm on the spot. I don't know. I haven't looked at my spreadsheet lately. We have invites out to so many comics. There's
a bunch confirmed. I know. Stavi's doing it.
Yes, Davi's doing it. Thank you for filling in my brain.
Yeah, no. A bunch of comics have said they're going to come do it.
But we may have a soft commit from a drummer from a certain band that
She
he's
does know
covered
who he
in.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. All
Okay.
right. I love you. Great job, Leanne.
Hey, soft commit.
Soft commit. Got it.
All right. Love you.
So yeah, are you garbage guys are coming?
They're posting content of them running.
Training. I know.
love it. I love it.
Well, here's the thing, because this is
Kevin ran a lot faster than I thought. Are any of the Barstool people coming?
I don't know.
Because Frank the Tank, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Bigger dude.
Yeah.
Knows everything about baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
He's getting in shape.
I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
he's losing weight. He's doing great. I follow his journey. I follow fucking so many people.
Well,
Anyone who's losing weight, I get really into.
This is one I want to ask you, because this is what you could really birdify this right now, or you could try to be grounded. What's your 5K prediction for yourself?
Okay. So we're
Here we
doing
go.
Newbert,
Buckle
right?
in,
Yeah,
folks.
Newbert.
I got on the treadmill today to see how fast I could run a mile.
Okay.
And I ran a mile in 10 minutes, but I walked at certain points. So what I was doing was running as fast as I could, getting my heart rate up, and then I'd walk. So I'd run a third of the mile and then walk fourth of the mile.
Yeah, okay.
Run a fourth of the mile to 3/4 of the mile, walk a fourth.
What, you'd run 3/4 of the mile?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I would like to keep up with the pack. I know these races, and I know that your adrenaline carries you through that first mile so easily.
So easily, yeah.
And your adrenaline is, only honest, with the whole group, you get pulled with them. But I don't want to go through and run it and not enjoy the fun of the run.
Sure.
Like I want to run with people. I want to keep up with certain people. I want to slow down and keep up with people. I want to make an event. I was actually thinking, and I don't know if it'll work because of how me and you need to host it, because I think we have to get there early and kind of organize it and talk on mic and make sure everyone's having a good time. I would like to go out with the first group and then go out again with the celebrity group at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to do it twice?
I was thinking, I definitely run 6 miles, but I ran a marathon with no training, so I can definitely do it. But I want to do it as much. I want to be with as many people as possible.
Okay.
Like I know at one point they're like, why don't we just put you guys on a golf cart and you go off with the first group and cheer them on and stuff. And I was like, I bet I could run that one and then run again, maybe. I definitely want to run with Jelly Roll.
I don't think that'll be, not taking anything away from Jelly Roll, but I don't think that'll be too hard. Let's get into the nitty gritty. I want to, enough of the kumbaya. We're all getting fit. We're all being active. Let's all hug it out. I want to get down into business here. Out of all the celebrities, and I have some confirmations. I have a lot of the confirmations perhaps Leanne didn't have. She was put on the spot after all, as someone in the chat did mention. I do believe I have a nice accurate list here, obviously. Lots of confirmations. I did clear it with Cougar to make sure that these people were confirmed and that I am allowed to mention that they will be there. But I went to the liberty of creating odds for these contestants. Because like I said, that's all nice and happy and go lucky and we're all getting fit and we're all being active, but who's going to win this thing? That's what I want to know. I don't care if they don't care. I care at the end of the day. So why don't we take a look at the odds I put up here, and we'll even go through some of the list of the celebrities coming. And you can get a glimpse as to who you might meet at the old 5K coming up here on May the 7th. So I'll zoom in here. I don't know if I can zoom in more. I'm feeling bad about this now because it's displayed so bizarrely. But this is the best I know how to do it, and I apologize. So on the list, we have at the top, Brian Simpson, Cameron Haynes, Cypher Sounds, Claudia Oshry, who is, what the hell is her online name? It's I'll figure it out in a second here. H. Foley, of course, of Are You Garbage. We have Jelly Roll, who was already mentioned, both of those. John Feidelberg is from Barstool, and he will be there. Joshua Weissman, the chef, will be there as well. And we've got Catherine Blanford, who, of course, the very funny Catherine Blanford. If you haven't checked her out, pleased to be doing so because she is so funny. And she works with Bert. Maybe you saw her on the road with Bert at some point. Yes, Claudia Oshry is, what the hell is her freaking Girl with No Job. Good God, it took me forever. I'm trying to multitask and Google at the same time. Girl with No Job, that's what it was. Kevin Ryan, of course, Mr. The CEO, if you will, Are You Garbage? Scott Stapp. Did you see that name on there? Scott Stapp. That's right. Can you take me higher? I mean, we're going to get Scott freaking Stapp out at the 5K. Good Lord. I can't wait for that. Stavros down there. And then, of course, Whitney Cummings and Young Gravy, the rapper who fucks MILFs. He's going to be there. And so I've put the odds up here. And I want to know where I got it right, where I got it wrong. Brian Simpson, of course, he's been in the military. He's obviously gone through a great deal of physical training. But, in years lately, I don't know if he's maintained that. So I've got Brian Simpson coming in at plus 680 to win. Cameron Haynes, obviously going to win, right? Out of the list that we see here, does anyone take down Cameron Haynes? No, minus 8,000 odds on Cameron Haynes. I got Cypher Sounds at plus 750. Claudia, I put her at plus 650 there. Foley, I got at plus 800. And I actually got him higher up than Jelly Roll because I know he's been working at it, and I know Jelly Roll has been too. I just think Foley with the Ozempic and the working out, I do believe he's got the edge on Jelly Roll. Feidelberg, I put at one of the favorites, plus 250. I know he's in good shape. He still plays some men's league hockey here and there, and he works out. He's in decent shape, even though he's a party guy like the rest of us. He's doing better than some of us. Josh Weissman, I don't know much about other than I Googled what he looks like, and so he looks pretty fit, like he could run a little bit, plus 300 on him. I got Catherine Blanford, who's very fit. She played sports in college, I do believe, plus 400. Kevin Ryan coming in at plus 550. I know he's been training very hard if you've seen the RE Garbage content as of late. Scott Stapp and Adonis. Can I run a 5K? I think he can. Plus 105. Stavros, I have coming in last. I have him at the highest of odds, plus 2,500, because I do believe he's already declared that he will be walking for the 5K and not running it. And if he did run it, I don't know that the odds would move much more in the favorable direction for Stavros. Whitney Cummings, plus 110. She's very fit. The fact that she just had a baby, if you've seen her out and about, I mean, God golly damn. I mean, it's like, how the hell? You just had a baby come out of your body? This is crazy. She's already fit, ready to rock. I got her at plus 110. And Young Gravy, I think he's like a young, strapping guy who is at the point in his life where he doesn't have to give a shit about maintaining that stuff. I don't think he's like working out all the time. I could very well be wrong. I don't know Young Gravy personally. I just think the guy's I think his cardio comes from fucking MILFs more than it comes from deliberate gym activities. But I want to hear, how did I get it right? How did I get it wrong? They're posted up there for you. I'll see if I can make them all on one screen here. I'm sorry that it's so small and I'm so dumb. Let's see what we've got in the chat. I'm going to scroll up here and see. Yada dee, yada da. Stavi is going to drop after like 1K. Like I said, he will be walking. I think Stavros is capable of walking 3 miles. I don't know that he will do it at a swift pace, so I have him at the plus 2,500 odds. Realistically, I'm going to walk at least 80% of it. Hey, Little Bonner, listen, buddy. I'm going to be walking. I'm not going to be doing any of it. I think I'm going to go straight to the party. But if I were to participate, your boy would be walking 80% at least. I would like to hope I could walk more. I don't think I can. Support all the fights and all the fats and pores who are running. Oh, I support all the... Yeah, there you go, Don't Trip. We all support all the fats and pores who are running and walking for the most part. But like I said, it's fun to take all the fun celebrities here that are going to be taking part. These are the confirmed celebrities. There could very well be more that are tentative. So, these are just the listing of the confirmed celebrities. Stavi's been gaining weight for it. Well, I don't think that's true. I don't think he's been gaining weight specifically for this. Let's see what else we got here. Albert faster than Usain Bolt. Yeah, I mean, Cam Haynes is going to crush I don't even think minus 8,000 was appropriate odds. I was like, how do I handicap this? I mean, has there been odds that are even crazier than that? I don't know. I was trying to compare it to a sporting event, but I don't believe that there has been a favorite of this magnitude in athletics for quite some time. It's not that hard to run 10K. Well, okay, Owen Hembry. I mean, let's relax, okay? I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit, Maybe not for you, as you are probably a strapping young man, at the very least, Owen Hembry. 10K ain't bad, but if you expect to party afterwards, you're going to pass out by sundown. Well, Space had another person who's scoffing the feat of Bert perhaps running a 10K that day. I think that's quite the feat. I know he ran a marathon without any training, as he mentioned, but boy, oh boy, that's tough. And if anyone can party after running a 10K, I do believe it's Bert Kreischer. What do you mean, the fakest list? What is the fakest list there, Chief in Plays? This is the real list. This is only the confirmed people. There's people that are going to show up that aren't on this list. I'll tell you that. Because there's going to be so many more people that haven't confirmed as far as, I think there's people like me who just don't want to look foolish running the 5K. I really don't. I know that there's people that, no one's going to clap for me like they'd clap for Jelly Roll. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, no one's going to be like, oh, Josh, you did it. You should. They'll be like, you should have fucking did it. You're such a loser. That kind of thing. Anywho, plus 8,000. Yes, no, that's what I got Cam Haynes at. Wait, Albert, what are you talking about? What is the what? Albert started getting in the chat and he started going, what? Which part did I lose you at there, Albert? You got to let me know. I need more Josh singing. Well, what if I run in your 5K? That's my creed. Anyhow, Jelly Roll plus 950, but Stavi plus 2,500. Come on now. I think Jelly Roll's trying harder. That's all I'm saying. You got to think the guy he's in the LA Times today talking about how he hopes he inspires other people. He's been training for this. It's given him motivation to get out there and run a little bit. I think Stavi's just flying into town and just going to go for a walk that day. You know what I'm saying? That was my thinking, but I could be wrong. I have the insider info, says YMH Studios. I don't know. I think I have a little bit. Is it because I know that Young Gravy raps and fucks MILFs? Is that why I have the insider info? Young Gravy is going to seduce Whitney by the third K. That's so funny. He's like, wait a minute, Whitney, you just had a kid? Hey, how are you? Sup? Or whatever the kids say. That's very funny. She did just have a baby after all. Well, I don't know. Michelle Wolf could very well show up. She just might not be on the some of the big stars, they don't like to put their name out on the big list there. You know what I'm saying? Some of the big stars, they like to be like, ooh, am I coming? Am I not coming? So we'll just have to wait and see. Scott Stapp, WTF, indeed. Scott Stapp Alburp is coming. Oh, Annie says, you're going to participate, Mr. Roach. Oh, is it because you are Annie? I'll run. I mean, Annie probably is going to sprint the 5K, and he's gonna he's gonna try and beat everybody, and he'll like tear a tendon or something. Annie, are you there?
Hello.
What up, Annie? You're gonna sprint on my ass?
What's up, man? No, I wish I was going. No, I won't be there. But
if you were gonna be there, you'd sprint it.
Easy.
Top 1%. Who do you think you're beating on this list? Can you see the list or
fucking all of them? I don't know.
Not Cam Haynes. I don't think you can beat him.
Yeah,
he literally runs for a living. I think.
I mean, let me tell you though, I don't. I'm not gonna say 100% I would lose to him, but I'd probably lose to him. But I'm not.
No, you'd 100% lose.
I'm not gonna say 100%.
Cam Haynes.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say 100%. I'm gonna lose.
Is it because is the 0.0001% like Cam Haynes has a freak accident or something, and
I don't know, maybe
because that's all it would take. Like a meteor would have to fall on Cam Haynes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he catches an elbow when I walk past him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm just saying, I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no 0%. I could definitely potentially beat everybody on this list, but I don't know how I'll do. It depends. If there was money on the line, I'm taking it. I'm taking it
over Cam Haynes. All right, well,
10 G's.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate your 2 cents.
Oh yeah, I love you, bro.
Love you. There's Annie, folks. Type in what you think the odds are compared to the rest here. Let's see what else we got in the chat. I don't know odds, but this all seems legit. Don't trip. Trust me. It is. I might as well be fucking Vegas right now. I'll tell you that. Where does Bert and Chom come in this 5K, though? We didn't think about that. I didn't put them in the odds. That's silly. So think about that as far as the list goes. You know, Tom and Bert are going to be in it, but they're not on this list. So there. Ooh, look at Chiefin. I stand corrected. Well, thank you. Did someone else put a chat up there? Because that was so weird. I don't think I put it, but this one right here. This is the guy that thought he could beat Joe Rogan in arm wrestling. Exactly. That's what I was going to compare it to as well. This is that version. This is running against Cam Hanes is competing against Joe Rogan in arm wrestling. It's like one in the same. Young Gravy probably out here shooting ropes on MILFs, then showing up to the 5K with a heart on and coming in third place. Look at that. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a young guy full of cum. Young Gravy indeed. All inside that big guy. I mean, I said a little boy, but he's like, I just meant that in terms of his youth. Because he's very much taller than I am. Very much taller than I am. He's going to come out there. Yeah, he'll probably wake up after 3 hours of sleep and just roll out of bed and tear the MILFs off his body. He'll take like 3 MILFs off his body, and then he'll show up to the 5K and get in third place. That is a great and true prediction. Potter, you look weak with the V-neck. What do you mean I look weak? I look fucking strong as hell with the V-neck. How does non-V-neck make me look stronger? Come on, Stangtron. What kind of trolling is this? I'm the Joe Rogan of running, not gonna lie. What is that even? You're not the Joe Rogan of running. I mean, come on, dog. Oh, shit. Fed Smoker, I'm too high for writing. Well, I'm glad you got that one out, buddy. I'm glad you got that one out. So there you have it, folks. There's the odds I came up with for the Two Bears 5K. And again, keep piping in if you think of anything along the way. Now, another thing that I found interesting this week was on Not Today, Pal. I've been enjoying the show quite a bit. And recently they had a discussion that's come up in my life a little bit because I still can't really tell where I'm at this sort of thing. And let's let them discuss it, and then we will discuss it. What say you?
Takeout. What do you mean?
I want to tip so much more.
I bless. I'm like, thank you so much for bringing this to my home.
No. Not DoorDash, not that. When you go to pick it up.
I hate that.
Around,
I hate that.
And it's always like minimum 20%.
I hate
why
that.
Why am I paying the same tip
for somebody?
None of the
you didn't bring me
service?
anything.
Yeah.
Even worse.
I have to put it on my own plate.
Worse than that, basically like the New York City deli version, what they have here is a store called, like, what is it called? Blue Diamond? Or Blue...
Yeah, I know the one you're
something
talking about.
in like Austin. It might not be called Blue Diamond.
Blue Diamond is dog food.
Yeah, well...
It's Blue something.
Royal Blue?
Royal Blue? Yeah. So now you go into Royal Blue, right? And sometimes I go in, I love the fucking Honey Mama, so I'll go in, I'll get 2 Honey Mamas. It's like $12 or whatever. They literally like...
The hell's a Honey Mama, Rob?
It seems like I'm annoying them to buy something. I buy it, they punt it up, and they turn the screen, and it's like, yeah, how much do you want to tip? I'm like, for walking over and grabbing something from the thing, it fucking, yeah, it lights me up. And then...
Well, and they always turn it to you.
Right, but when I am tipping on
and
that
they look
screen,
away.
Yeah, they look away. But when I tip on those screens, sometimes, like, if it's something I feel like I should be tipping for it, I do go sometimes like, do they know? Like, I kind of go like, oh, what is that, 20%?
You're
like,
hitting no tip.
Yeah, right. But they could see it, and I think they can.
Yeah.
No, but I think I need to be seen. I need to. How do you boys feel about?
It's what you said at the beginning. Like, I need them to know that I didn't not tip. I don't want them to think I'm cheap.
Totally.
I don't care that they're like thanking me or whatever, but I don't want them to be like, this piece of shit didn't tip when I did. Oh man.
Yeah, it's zero. Thank you. The only.
See, I'm such a hippie. I'm like, the world knows I did it.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's sort of like if a tree falls in the woods kind of thing. Did I even tip?
100%. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like, that guy just, and then it's like, I want the thing of being like, hey, it's like a social credit score. Like, I want to be like, hey, man, I put something in the fucking bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know you tipped. Meanwhile, they're spitting in your food.
And I am the number one, like, freak about, like, I want somebody to be clean with my food. I want somebody, so I'm
so
like.
There's an agenda to the tips.
No. Because again, like you said, it's like, I don't want, if I'm putting a 20 in there or $1 in there, I don't care if they know how much it was. I don't care if they know I'm a big tipper, but it really is more so the, like, I don't want, like he said, it was a great way to put it, which is like, I don't want them to think I didn't tip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more so than like, oh, that guy's a great tipper. I don't really care. But a no tipper, that's just on something that deserves a tip. But I think there are many things that
don't deserve tips.
How do you feel when they put the tip on there for you?
I love it because I would have tipped more. So I'm always like, thanks, sucker.
I went to a place one time and they put the tip and they also put employee health insurance.
That's a new thing in LA. It's 4% health and happy tax, it's called.
It's wild.
Yikes. LA, health and happy tax. I try to stay here. I try to fight for you, LA, but come on, what the hell are we doing? Anyway, Chad got a shout out from Owen Hembry. Congrats there, Chad. Loved the tree in the woods line. So Chad getting some love in the chat. This is an interesting one here from Spacehead. I work at a place where everyone makes $16 an hour and we pool tips. Comes out to like $25 an hour. Yeah, it's bananas. I'm not trying to shit on anybody who gets a tip. Here's the thing. I wouldn't want, if I was, I would try to work for it a little bit, though. That's what I'm saying. Like they were mentioning the flipping the screen around. I want a little song and dance. You go the extra mile. I'm hitting that 10%. I'm hitting that 15%. And when it comes to bartenders, oh boy, no one's a friend of the bartender more than the roach. Let me tell you that. It's mostly because I can't do math and I'm scared that women will judge me if I tip low. So I always make sure I overtip. I know what half is. So, I mean, I definitely have tipped 50%. I'm the guy who gets that notice from the credit card company the next day where it's like, did you mean to tip 115% at the Comedy Store bar last night? Like, every day it tells me that. I go, yep. When are you going to learn? Credit card company, when are you going to learn? I always say no tip, and I watch their reaction from Fed smoking. That's so funny. No tip. That's like an abrasive thing to do. You are sort of akin to Fed smoker there. That's something Fed smoker would do. He'd make sure you know that he is not giving you a tip. That way that he can have that confrontation. Oopsies. There we go. Don't trip. If tipping during the pod was possible, the cool guys would be flooding Jamie. Certainly possible during this pod. Do you want me to funnel it to Jamie? I guess I could do that if you wanted to. Send this one to Jamie, they say in the super chat. But that's very funny indeed. Chris Rowley, my cousin, got her most tips when she was pregnant. That's a good way to go about it. Maybe just pretend you're pregnant all of the time. And that way, look at that. You're just getting, and then the people come in like, a year later, they're like, still? I've been coming here for 2 years and you're still pregnant? Always tip like you work that job, even if you haven't. The thing is, though, Brian, who mentioned that in there, Brian Foose, he said this, always tip like you've worked the job, even if you haven't. Here's the thing. If I'm buying cigarettes, I'm already tipping the government with taxes and stuff like that. I got to pay 10% to the guy who handed me the pack. That's the thing I don't like. But if the guy goes the extra mile and says something or gives me a break, I don't know. Maybe he throws in a Slim Jim. I don't know what to tell you. I would love to tip him, but I don't think I should tip for a guy handing me cigarettes. Unless you're being someone, bar patrons are usually pretty damn happy when signing the check. That's very, very true. It's tough to catch the drunk person unhappy, unless they're one of those mean drunks, at the end of the day. Albert, she's got to be under 130 pounds if she wants the tip. Oh, Albert, he is fat shaming some of his service workers. Let's see what else they say here on Not Today, Pal.
Here's another thing. They'll do the included gratuity and then leave a space for additional gratuity.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I'm like, they do that at hotels a lot.
Forrest
Are you a
Nutter.
dick if you don't tip on top of the tip?
I'll always put like an extra $5 or something.
I accidentally tip on those. I'm like, damn it, I didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I was at a place that made that forced tip. I don't even know.
Somebody that works in the industry, like a server, write in, let us know how much of these tips are you getting if gratuity is included?
Ooh, a hot tip on tipping coming in from Annie here. It says, I tip bouncers when there's a cover fee, so they let me cut in line in the future. Wow. I wish I had the little sound. I got to get that for the future. The more you know. Bing, bong, bing. That kind of the rainbow going over our heads. Excellent tip there, Annie, when it comes to tipping. I always tip bartenders for that reason. I guess mine's a little more elementary, if you will. It's the fact that I tip the bartenders so that next time they see me, maybe they throw me a free one or two. You know, you always take good care of the bartenders. Good call. Annie says Ryan Gumble. Good call. That's clean AF. Ryan Gumble. I wonder if he has any relation to the Brian Gumble. This redneck has never been to a club with bouncers. Brian, you got to get to a club with bouncers just once in your life. And they don't even have, I mean, I've been to plenty of dive bar, plenty of biker bar that had security outside of it. So though they may not go by the name of bouncer, they are indeed the same thing. You can always, parlay it into that sort of realm. I'm sure you've seen a bar with security before, at the very least.
Like, what's the deal? So that we know if we're taking care of you or not.
I remember when I dated the waitresses, they would get the tips, but then they had to tip out. So they would have to tip, the manager. They would tip the busboys.
They have to tip the manager.
Yeah, well, they would tip like you had your busboy for the night who did on your table, and nobody's tipping the busboy, so she would tip the busboy.
Okay, yes,
and then a manager is in charge of being like, oh, you get that table. So if a girl tips the manager,
so it's like giving him 10% to you'll get the better tables.
You'll get the better tables. Oh, wow. Yeah. Anyway, why are you so quiet today?
Well, you want to know if I tip?
No, I would hope you tip. I'm saying about the do you need to be seen?
No.
Wow, Annie, did you think that was a racist comment? Because of he's like, Annie, you're not talking about tipping. I posed that question to a chat. Basically, you don't have to come. Oh, he's right there. Are you there?
Yeah. I know what he was fucking saying. I know what the was saying. Man, I felt the same when there was a time where me and the dog took a fucking business trip for YMH, and I remember the person that took us out of the car, the rental. What is it? The Baylor? Is that what you call that motherfucker?
I don't know. I don't drive.
Whatever. That motherfucker that takes your shit, puts it on the cart. I could just tell he was mad as shit because it was a black dude and a Jew. Fucking got out of a car. He's like, man, I ain't getting no goddamn tip for this.
What
shit.
A nightmare.
And then I tipped the motherfucker anyway, just for the clout.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I never understood. Why wouldn't, if there was a stigma against tipping for my race or whatever, I would make sure that I went over above and beyond so I could shove it in their face, like you said, the clout.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude. Annie, there was something else that I wanted to bring up with you since I have you here. What the fuck was it? Oh my! Oh, it was the fact that you discussed with Ian Fidance how bisexuality is cap.
Oh, that motherfucker! Oh yeah. Well, wait.
Did you have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, that wasn't my theory though. That was Christina's theory. I was just co-signing it, but
I see. You just co-signed it. Okay, so they threw it on you though when they were talking to Ian.
Yeah, they did. You like how they do that shit? You like how they do that shit? They're like, "Oh, smoke's coming. Let me fucking direct it towards Annie's way, nigga." Nah, it ain't my fucking shit.
Did you sweat a little bit when? Did you think Ian would be offended or anything?
No, because as a matter of fact, I kind of low key called him out after this, and I felt bad about that too later. But yeah, no, because after he was done with his story, I was like, he said something about. I mean, I don't remember now. My memory's trash, but he said some shit about
Well, we're gonna hear it, but I wanted to hear. I wanted to know if after the fact, if you changed your mind.
I mean, no, because I think at the end of his story, he changed his mind. You know what I'm saying? We were like, well, that's kind of what we were saying, right? And he's like,
well, let's find out, shall we?
One thing, I don't know if you want to address it because he's right here now. I mean, Annie said that being bi is cap. Remember, and you said in the video.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whoa. Pushing it on to me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was Christina's. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll tell you
way
what.
to have a backbone.
Wow.
That's great.
That was not me.
That's not you?
It was me.
It says addressing Annie here. That's why I thought it was you.
Well, he was. He did. He said, because I was also, I mean, I was riding her. With that, but,
okay.
But yeah, no, that was not my theory. That was Miss Christina.
I'll
And
tell
for
you
people
why,
that
Ian.
for people that we got to give reference to people.
Sure.
We were talking about different things being cap and not, full of shit. And one of the things that came up in a series of conversations week after week was bisexuality.
Mm-hmm.
You, I remember, mentioned it. Sorry, Annie was just like, yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached out to you and you sent in a video.
Yes.
Here's just a taste for people.
Hey gang, it's your old pal Ian here. I just want to say, I saw your little video clip, Christina. Yeah, I'm a bi guy. Sorry you can't wrap your head around being cool, all right? Yeah, so you can't wrap your head around a fucking complete hell of God's design. What kind of a bitch bastard God would make a man unable to be content with one sex, be able to settle down, have a life? No, he's got to make me yearn for delicious cock and desire wonderful pussy and buttholes. Why? Of course I'm making stops in Gay Town.
So
I'm also the mayor.
This was great, and we played it. Everybody loved this, but you're the person that actually, made points that people could relate to on this story here.
Interesting.
So now that you have him here,
I'm so excited to talk to. Okay, so Ian, here's the deal, man.
Yes.
Okay, I lived in San Francisco for like 4.5 years, and I feel like that's gay central.
Yes.
And the men that I was friends with or dated or whatever that would claim to be bisexual, it was just a short stop on the way to Gay Town.
That happens a lot. A lot of guys who are like, yeah, the thing is, I'm kind of like both. You're like, oh, okay. And then 5 years later, 10 years later, they're all like, oh, I'm gay.
You're probably hanging around like San Francisco lispy guys. Like, yes, I love pussy.
But then there's been a few in LA that, they're like, oh, I'm bi. And then you're like, okay. But then a few years later, like you said, they go straight to Gay Town. Never to return to bi. Like, only cocks and assholes exclusively. No back, no vagina.
It's like they're getting comfortable with coming out.
Right.
So they're like, no. Like I'm.
Right. I'll claim
it's like everyone
bisexual.
has their own probably path there and journey.
It's kind of
there.
like when you know your dog's gonna die, so you get another pet.
Yeah.
So like,
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta interrupt for a moment, folks. Oh boy, Fed smoking. $2 Canadian, putting it toward my glasses. That's funny. I like that you guys don't even, when you put it in the super chats, it's so fun when you put in the super chats, they come bright colors like you see here, and then they light my eyes up, and I want to display them for you, and you could say whatever the hell you want in there, and all everyone wants to say is that they're going to give me new glasses, and that makes my heart grow 10 sizes. Boy, oh boy, my heart's going straight to Gay Town right now. It's so excited. Thank you, Fed Smoking. I appreciate it very much. But yes, do you think bi is cap out there in the chat? We're having a discussion that just occurred on episode 757 of Your Mom's House with Ian Finance.
you're not beaten with sadness by the time the inevitable happens.
Something to deal with the sadness. And I think it
Now,
makes sense, right? Like I've also like someone's been like, oh yeah, this guy, he's bi, and you meet the guy, you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, it feels like it.
Yeah, Brian, I don't think there was any doubt. I don't think people are just out there willy-nilly being like, no, I suck dicks, and then they don't. I don't think that's happening in the world, is it? For clout?
You almost feel like this guy's just, he's not comfortable yet with himself, so he's letting people know.
But see, that's why the B in LGBT stands for bully. Because we're the only ones that you're allowed to be like, you're not that. Oh, give it time, queer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, you were going, sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to talk about the lispies. You were like, oh, you're hanging out with the, is there some correlation between?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, okay, so you could kind of, I've come into my femininity in a way of like the rings have helped. Being Italian, of course, with the hands.
All right, Albert, we get your point.
And I feel like I even do it when I see a guy that's like, yeah, I'm bi and I have a girlfriend. And I'm like, well, that's clearly who you fooling. But I have met a bunch of guys that are kind of like me that like look like plumbers that are also like.
So you think part of like the authenticity of someone who's bi is like you, where you don't come off as, you're not like.
It's true. Everyone's a little gay. Don't trip. Everyone's a little gay. Even Annie says, see? Gay. Oh, shit. Forrest Nutter's shaming the Canadian money, but that's okay. Hey, it's what he can send, and I appreciate any little amount. All right, Forrest Nutter? So let's not shame people for them being poor, okay? I mean, let's go. I mean, he's not. He sent the money. He sent some money, all right? So let's relax. LOL, and he says, Albert, he's on your side, it seems. He's on your sides. Only ones are full. Only real ones are full bi. I'm not sure I understand where your logic's coming from. Don't trip. We all have assholes. I know that. You know, no matter what gender fluid you are, if you're a they, them, a zim, zer, a he, she, whatever you want to be, we all have assholes. We can all come to terms with that, right? Can all be understanding of that. We all, every human being.
Like,
well, nobody believes me. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pisses me off.
You're a masculine guy.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Well, I've never seen you date a guy, and so you're
That's
gay."
more
And I'm like,
like
no,
it.
you're gay for caring. Like,
Yeah.
why do you care about
Your
what I'm
emotions are
doing?
gay, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I can only speak for me, but I do, because I'm open about it. I do meet a ton of guys that look like fucking mechanics that are like, "Hey, man, I suck dick too."
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I'm like, okay.
But are they sucking dicks on this side and they have a lady that they're with?
Some of them.
So they
you
just
know.
like take a little
Are you
piece of
into
dick
those types
town.
of guys or no?
No, that's the thing. I'm not. I've like, and I've kind of backed off on being like I'm bisexual because it has so much. I mean, I'll ride for it and be like, yeah, because I know like a lot of bi men. It's weird and tough, but more than anything, I'm just myself and I do what I want when I want. And I hate that when you hear bisexual, you automatically think this thing, or you're judging, or you're like, you're a faker, you're gay, you're not gay, you're this, you're that, you know. And it gets to be pretty annoying with just a bunch of people, or even like some of my friends are like, well, I've never seen you with a guy, I think you're just lying for clout. And I've had to like grip them up because people talk slick sometimes, and you got to just fucking stand your ground and take up for yourself.
So you think you are probably somebody who's like truly sexually fluid then, right? Like you're saying like you might feel more like this,
Yeah.
and then it kind of, right? Like does it come in waves? Like you're
Yeah.
feeling more attracted to a certain
It's like
gender?
when you're on a diet,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You're doing real well, and then some days you need a cheat day, but with
Yeah.
cock.
I'm having
you know?
pasta.
Yeah.
Or cock.
Yeah.
So you primarily, who do you go for?
I date
more?
women.
Okay.
And I date women, trans women. I've never dated a guy. I've tried. It just doesn't, I don't know what it is. Like and also I always fall in love with my girlfriends, you know, and then inevitably I'll be like, I think wouldn't it be great to be best friends together forever? They're like, no. And I'm like, okay, fair. I get it. And then I lose that attraction, but I've never been at a sleepover with my best friends and been like, Bill, will you just hold me?
So the men is a purely sexual thing.
Yeah. And not even man ass.
Yeah.
It's just cock. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's delicious.
Well, yeah.
Of course,
Sometimes.
it's scrumptious.
But then that's why I like trans women, because it's like a Miley Cyrus song. It's the best of both worlds. You know? Yeah.
That
Is it the best of both worlds, folks? Is it? Sound off in the chat. Ice cock delicious. Sound off in the chat. Hell of a discussion. Little Bounder said it best. He goes, I didn't know we were going to be discussing gay philosophy today. Nor did I, Little Bounder. Well, I guess I did. I kind of planned the show, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about degrees. That's very true, Al Burp. Very true. Look at this one. And he says, I came out my mom, not my dad's sperm. Sperm is cap. Sperm is cap, he says. And I bet that's because he's blown a few oopsie daisies into some ladies and no babies became anything. So maybe he just thinks he was born like Jesus, you know? LOL, indeed. Anyhow, folks, oh boy, I thought next up, why don't we go inside the vault? And so many things from inside the vault early in the Your Mom's House lore is, in fact, like not even on video. There was a time when Your Mom's House was all audio. Do you recall those days when there was no video? Well, this one is, let me see if I have the proper, because this, I mean, going back sometimes, I mean, I remember listening to these things like in my car, driving around Buffalo, but some of them, you know, they were so long ago. I wish I had the date of this, but it is episode 188, and they actually have a guest, Tom and Christina, on this show here with Jules Ventura. And this is, I mean, the airtight conversation grows leaps and bounds, and in fact even has layers going back to the history of Your Mom's House. And this was sent in by Kevin Pink to behindthejeansshow@gmail.com. Thank you for this little clip here there, Kevin Pink. And you guys can all send in things to the same place. So let's get into it. It's just audio, so there's no video. You're not missing anything here. But let's hear their conversation with Jules Ventura regarding being airtight.
So we get sent these clips all the time, and one of them that like sometimes we just load up the audio we play is you.
Is that the thing that I thought you guys were being mean about?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And this is
honestly
okay. So this is the best clip of all time. This clip was a huge hit on the show. So we'll play this and we'll talk about we love you at this point.
Take a picture of Jules as
So-
she listens to this. Do you
Okay.
mind, Jules? Can I take
No,
a
you're
photo?
good.
Okay. We're not ridiculing you. Okay.
Honestly, it wasn't until, and this goes for almost all the moments in the scene, it wasn't until somebody was actually there telling me, you have 2 in you, or you have 3 in you, that like it actually kind of clicked, and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening. I'm proud of myself.
This clip is a fucking all-time favorite.
I've never actually heard the clip, but it's so funny because I've had to like explain myself to people so many times as to why I was proud of that, because people just don't understand.
Oh, so people have asked.
Oh yeah, because I mean it's literally like, I mean there are people who are just a little bit disgusted, but that's why I was like I wasn't sure like if we were making fun of me
No.
or what it was. But, like,
Disgusted in the least.
no, but there's some
Wish there
people
were
who are just
6
like
in
a
you.
little bit
We're proud of
disgusted
you.
by it because they're like, how could you be proud of that? Because they're sitting there looking at it
Right.
from the porn standpoint, and I'm just getting dicks put in me. But I was sitting there literally thinking to myself, I'm like, who's done that?
Right.
Who's able to do that? I just stretch.
Isn't it kind of great to hear? I mean, that honestly, I've heard so many times, and you hear it so many times, you start to associate it with other memories from the show. Isn't it fun that Kevin Pink wrote into behindthejeansshow@gmail.com and found us the exact origin of, well, not exactly the exact, or it wasn't the first time Tom and Christina played it, but he kind of found us a full circle moment from way back in the day. I would even venture to guess this is from 2014, something could be from 10 years ago, 10, 12, maybe a little less than that, 2015, 2016, around there or something like that. But 188 is the episode that it's from. So, I mean, someone could go audit my timeline there, but how epic of Kevin Pink to do that. So you can do the same, folks. Please let us know what you want to hear from the vault. There's a little more left on this clip. I'll play it for you.
My body, like that's like a mind over matter type of thing.
You're on Mount Everest at this point. Yeah.
Pretty much. And I mean, literally, like it was happening during the video. All of a sudden, it was Mason directing it. All of a sudden, like we were thinking of going for the triple penetration because we were just so far in, and I was like, at this point, I was like, whatever. You want to try it? Try it. Because
You're a
we've
good
already
sport.
done all of this. But she's literally sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, I can't tell what's in there. I can't tell what's going on back there. I can't see. And I'm literally sitting there trying to just tell myself, just breathe. Just relax.
So you are coaching yourself through this.
Oh, no. I was literally sitting there, like, in my head, like, counting in and out breaths because I was just trying to relax my body enough to, like, make room for it. And all of a sudden, like, Mason just...
She was doing in and out breaths like if you were to fly in a fighter jet. I forget what it's called, but you have to do the when you're pulling G's. She was doing that with the D's. She was pulling D's, and she had to do that. Unbelievable stuff. I am fascinated by the airtight thing. People can go like, I'm sick of whores. Oh, go be gay or whatever with Ian Fidance in that clip.
she goes, I've never seen that in person. I go, am I doing it? What's going on? Am I doing it? She goes, you got 3 in you, girl.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah. She goes, if you give me a minute and a half of this, we can be done. I'm like, yes.
I mean, that's my big question. I mean, okay, there's a lot of questions, but like, how do you have 2 in you? How do you have 3 in you? Do you work up to?
I mean, I worked
2 and 3
up to that within the time that the scene started until it ended. There wasn't like, I don't prep before anal scenes. Like I have this like incredible shrinking asshole. As soon as you take something out of it, it's going right back to being like, zoop.
That's very lucky.
And no, it is very lucky.
It's very lucky indeed, folks. Ryan Gumble, yes, indeed, the D Force, and he very good. 9 G's of dick, that from Fed Smoking. Wanted to give you guys, even though I was displaying your chats, I do that too. If you're listening this on audio, I apologize. I mean, I can't possibly be reading all the chats, but I try to run, some of the funnier ones as the clips are playing up onto the screen. These are all things that you can take part in just by joining up, becoming a member over at the Your Mom's House YouTube channel. Remember, folks, behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. That is where you, too, can send in a clip, perhaps from the vault. And now we got to put the clip back in the vault. Lock it up. Back into the vault you go, clip. So thank you very much for Kevin Pink for sending that in again, behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. And because the airtight conversation, I love it so much. And I know that there are people like-minded with me in enjoying it. Some new merch up at the Your Mom's House merch store. Take a look at this, folks. Airtight merch. Oh, boy, a 3-in-1 t-shirt bundle. Boy, oh, boy, get airtight with the new airtight t-shirt bundle over up at the Your Mom's House store. Store.ymhstudios.com. That's store.ymhstudios.com. Get your 3-in-1 airtight t-shirt bundle coming in all the sizes, even 4X for all the fattest people out there. And that's, we take care of you. I'm going to be right there with you in about 2 months. Give it to me. In 2 months, I'll be right there with you. So take a look at that. Again, store.ymhstudios.com. Well, folks, what a hell of an episode today. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Albert, Little Bowner, Spacehead, Owen. We had some new folks in there as well today. Chief and Plays was all over the chat today. He's at work making brown, watching Behind the Jeans. Life is truly good. Oh, my Lord, I can't think of a better time to watch Behind the Jeans than when you're supposed to be working and you go pretend you're making a brown, or maybe you do actually make your brown. So I appreciate all of you coming in here today, and I hope more of you come down the road. I love you very much, and we have to give a shout-out because, we have to thank Cougar and Annie, as we always do on the program, and I always thank Heather for her social media help with the show, and today is Heather's birthday, so we should give a big happy birthday to Heather. Happy birthday to you. I won't sing the whole song. I sang Creed earlier, but hey, wish Heather a happy birthday. And there she is. Oh, thanks, Mommy. We love Heather. So thank you very much for coming to the program today. Please to be emailing me if you haven't been joining live and you're watching the replay. Let me know if there's anything you want to hear inside the vault, a classic YMH clip, maybe a guest you want to see on the program. Anything you want. BehindTheGeneShow@gmail.com. That's BehindTheGeneShow@gmail.com. There it is for you if you want to look at it one more time. We will see you next time, folks. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And the Roach, of course, going to be on the road. If you would like to come see me, I do want to let you know thejoshpotter.com is where you can buy tickets. Come see me in Seattle. That's Friday night. And then on the 15th or the 17th through the 18th, I'm going to be at the old Chicago Comedy Bar. Come on out. Tickets at thejoshpotter.com. All right, folks. Thank you so much for having me. I love you very much. We will see you next week here on Behind the Jeans.
This is big time!
Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone's mother into this.
Your mama in the fucking stands!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura. And
Christina Pashitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.
Thanks, Owen! Owen Henry with a super chat, last minute buzzer beater. God bless you, buddy. Have a good time.